If I give charity, it's not because I'm paying for something, but I'm showing all the forces, both negative, you can't touch me, and positive, you can flow down to me, because I am doing this tiny little action, but it is showing again that I am still a partner with the light of the Creator. I do an action of sharing, not because I am paying for it. Now I merit to receive breath and life and sustenance and health and family and endless blessings. But rather it is a proof in action to all the forces, both negative and positive in this world. I am still a partner with the light of the Creator. For breath, for sunrise, for family, for health, for blessings. You're not paying. You'll never be able to repay. The question has to be, are you really a partner? Because the point of this teaching isn't, so tomorrow, today, as I come to the connection, or to this afternoon as I read from the Zohar, I'm going to say, okay, I'm doing this to be a partner with the light of the Creator. It has to be real. Do you really view yourself and your life as a partnership? Because if it is, then you take it seriously, then you understand that it permeates every area of your life. There isn't this little tiny part that is spiritual, that is payment, and the rest of it is mine. No, it's all partnership. And that is a shift, I think, for some of us, a strengthening for some of us of our understanding. I give tithing, I make my connection, not because I'm paying for anything, because I must know that I am overwhelmed with debt. But if I am maintaining and truly living a partnership with the light of the Creator, and that thought and that consciousness have to permeate our lives all the time, then, when you're working for somebody and they have lunch at work or breakfast at work, you don't have to pay for that extra. As long as you're working, that's part of what you get. That's the package. Health and blessings and sustenance. That's part of the package of being a partner of the light of the Creator. But a real partner. Not just a partner that thinks that he's making payments and he can take a vacation the rest of the year. Do we truly view our lives as a constant re-choosing of our partnership with the light of the Creator? It means, again, thoughts that we've heard, lessons that we've heard, both in the understanding that everything that we have, this is all an unpayable debt. But I wake up in the morning, I make my connection, not because I'm a spiritual person or because I'm paying for anything. I am doing my share in bringing light to this world with my partner. I do an action of sharing, not because I'm paying for anything or because I'm a spiritual person. This is my investment into our partnership. And that thought permeates every action that we do in our entire lives. And if we merit to constantly choose this partnership, constantly show this partnership, then all the forces of the light of the Creator can shine down to us, and all the forces of negativity have to stay away from us, because our partner and our partnership is strong enough to draw down any blessings and to remove any judgment, any negativity. So we understand that really what this Shabbat is about is renewing, strengthening the partnership between ourselves and the light of the Creator, and all the blessings and all the light that comes from that partnership. Because it really is meant to be endless. Meant to be endless. How do we make sure that now that we've renewed the partnership, the blessings that we receive truly remain endless? And the Kabbalists use a simple parable to explain it. They use a parable between a king and one of his servants. The king decides to give some gifts, money to his servant. So the servant is standing in front of the king, and the king is giving him, coin after coin after coin. Kabbalists say, and this is true even in our lives, right? When somebody gives you a gift, let's say he's giving you, money, it's not appropriate to start counting the money as he's standing there, right? He gives you one coin, okay, you count, okay, one. If you're saying, okay, two, right? No. You keep your hand open. When he's done giving, you go back to your back room and then you count. It's not proper to start counting while the giving is still happening. If you start counting while the giving is still happening, the giving is going to stop. The Kabbalists teach, and it's beautiful words, as the giving is occurring, you look at the king's face. When the giving ends, you can start counting. If while the giving is continuing, you start counting and you take your gaze away from the king's face, the giving stops. So too the Kabbalists say, and I'll read these words. If a person will understand exactly what it means to keep gazing at the face of the king, if you're able to maintain your gaze on the face of the king, the giving will never stop. But if you start removing your gaze from the giver and start looking and counting what you have, what he's given, immediately the king will stop giving, and he removes his eyes from the receiver. So too the Kabbalists say, as long as the giving is continuing, that one should not start looking at the gifts but still maintain his gaze on the light of the Creator. As long as a person's gaze is trained on the light of the Creator, then blessings rest upon the actions of our hands, and the giving never stops. But if a person, and this happens usually from ego, if a person starts thinking that in some way he or she is responsible for these blessings, then the light of the Creator stops shining down on this person. And when the Creator, the light, removes its gaze from the individual, then chas v'shalom, then chas v'shalom, the forces of negativity can come in, and blessings do not rest there. So first we have to understand the basic teaching. If a person is able to maintain a constant gaze at the light of the Creator and does not start to count what he's received, what does counting mean? It means that in any way, shape, or form, the individual takes any kind of ownership on the blessing that he received. And again, even those of us who are spiritual, you realize how almost impossible this is to do. Whether, again, it's work or family or spiritual connection, the ego immediately comes in to say, I've earned it. Yeah, of course, it's all the light of the Creator, but I've done something. I've done something to allow the flow of the light of the Creator into my family. I'm such a kind husband or wife. I'm such a good father or mother. There's part of me in this. Yes, I know it's sometimes funny. You hear people there who are successful in business. Oh, it's all the light of the Creator. But if you ask them, and sometimes they'll just tell you how smart they really are, how great this decision was or that decision was. It's easy for many of us, as we often do, to even think and certainly say, oh, it's all the light of the Creator. But the ego has taken over. And what we have to understand, and that's why it says, the Zohar speaks at length about this, that the light of the Creator, blessings cannot rest, but davar hamanuyan, something that is counting. And we understand counting doesn't simply mean counting, literally counting. Counting is when you take it to your back room because the giving has stopped. How many of us look at blessings that we have and consciously or not, we've already decided the giving has stopped. It is now part of ours, caused in some way by us. Kabbalah says, if we can remember this, it's an amazing statement. Again, as long as you retain your gaze on the light of the Creator, you don't start counting, which means as long as you have 100% constant awareness that none of this is yours, then the giving continues. Those blessings continue to flow with the light of the Creator. The second you started counting, which means the second you've taken it to yourself, the light stops flowing. And not only does the blessings, continued blessings, more blessings not come, but even what you've received is cut off. The forces of darkness can come onto those blessings now that in some way you've made yours. Of course, the positive side is the one that we want to push us. Whether, and this has to be not just a constant reminder, constant difficult work, because it is our nature. It is our egotistical desire to receive for the self-alone nature to take ownership on everything to some extent. Again, we're again maybe dangerously spiritual enough to keep in mind, oh yes, of course, it's all the light of the Creator. But deep inside, truthfully, do we see it like that, or do we see it? Of course, always the light has to be involved, but it's mine now. It's my work now. And to the degree that we take that inside to the back room to start counting it, to the degree that we've taken ownership on it, that we view it as in some way work that we've done to earn this, to cause this, to that degree we stop the flow of the light of the Creator from continuing to bless us, because it's an amazing statement. If your person is able, and again, it's not easy to maintain constantly a true understanding that none of this is his or hers. Not wisdom, not success, not family, not health. If a person is able to come to this point where it's a constant truth, the light of the Creator will never stop its flow of blessings. אבל אם ייתן עיניו והנותן לו, אז פוסק המלך תכף מליתן לו ומעלים עיניו ממנו. If you start looking at what you've received and take your gaze away from the giver, meaning that constant consciousness that this is not mine, then not only did the blessings stop, but even Chas v'Shalom, what the individual has received is now open for all kinds of forces of negativity to attach themselves to those gifts. So the second understanding that we receive on the Shabbat is not only as the first lesson, which is how do we make sure that the blessings can flow, but now we learn to understand how and what difficult work, because it is this difficult work. Think about all areas of your life, all successful areas of your life, and realize how much you've taken them in, how much you've removed your gaze from the light of the Creator about them, and started counting them in the back room. I've done it. It's in some way, my smart, my wisdom, my ability, my kindness. This is why I have, to some degree, of course, always the light of the Creator, but to some degree, I've had these blessings. That consciousness, which is prevalent in almost every area of life that we see success, is what stops the Creator from being able to continue to let those blessings flow, and what breaks those blessings off from their source, from the light of the Creator, and allows Chas v'Shalom for the forces of negativity to come in. And therefore, the second awakening we want to receive on the Shabbat is really the ability to see this. To see how many, and this is proven in thought and in action, but how many areas of our lives we've stopped gazing at the face, at the light of the Creator, and we've taken our blessings away and started counting them. Because we've taken ownership in some way. We've taken them in some way. But now we understand the danger of that. That as long as our gaze does not remain focused on the light of the Creator, this isn't my brain, this isn't my genius, my wisdom, this is not my kindness, this is not my ability. This is the light of the Creator, 100%. And that's why when the Kabbalist teaches, you keep your gaze on the light of the Creator, the flow of blessings, because it's never meant to end. It's never meant to stop. But when we start counting it, meaning when we start taking ownership on it, it has to stop. And again, the danger is not only that it stops, no further blessings, but that even the blessings that we've received, chas v'shalom, are made to be open to the forces of negativity. And therefore, the second understanding, the second gift you want to receive on this Shabbat is first to know this. I want to make sure that I do everything that I can, that I push myself to stop counting those blessings, meaning taking ownership on those blessings. Because I know that if I'm able to diminish my thought of ownership on any of these blessings, the blessings as they're meant to will flow forever, will increase forever.